If there was a winner who redefined pageantry in the past 20 years, that's none other than Catriona Gray of the Philippines. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and this is Justin Cappuccino Sashes&Scripts, and today we will be talking about Catriona Gray and how she changed the landscape of pageantry with her participation in Binibining Pilipinas and in Miss Universe 2018. Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel. Let's grow this community together. Hit the like button, hit the notifications bell button for more of my pageant-related content. This is actually a video that I've been wanting to do since I started my YouTube channel actively earlier this year. And I just didn't find the right opportunity or the right moment to sit down, write everything that I wanted to say about how Catriona, changed the pageant game, how she was a game changer not only in Miss Universe but also in Binibining Pilipinas. And I think this is the right time that I finally talk about how Catriona basically changed pageantry for good. Now, first that I wanted to talk about is the preparation aspect of pageantry. Catriona, when she competed in Binibining Pilipinas pageant, unbeknownst to a lot of people, her participation was actually a very well-crafted, a well-planned campaign that started in 2017. A lot of people thought that her joining Binibining Pilipinas would be just a basic run-of-the-mill competition that we are all used to before Catriona Gray entered the pageantry scene. And what a lot of people didn't know is that as of April of 2017, me and her mentor, Kaloy Buendia, were already talking about her national costume, what she wants to do for the national costumes, what are the things that she wanted to incorporate in the outfit. And a lot of the things that we don't necessarily see is that there was already a preparation time from then on until around September or October of that year. By the time that she competed in March of 2018, everything that she released, everything that she has planned carefully for, were already in place by around January or February of 2018. So that meant that the gown, the national costume are already prepared, they're already done. The photo shoots have already been released by the time of the national costume, the parade, and the finals in March. This way, you can see that Catriona has everything pre-planned. That way, she is able to maximize the impact of each of her shoots, each of her glam shots, and the things that she wanted to do for the pageant. And after her winning Binibining Pilipinas Universe at that time, everything already started to go in motion a month after her crowning. Of course, she also had time to do her press week, to do public appearances, to do a lot of the things that is required of her as a winner, as a national winner. She already had her team thinking of her possible gown, her possible national costume, the things that she needs to work on for the Miss Universe pageant. And by the time that it was around July of that year, she started training. And she actually requested that a month or two prior to her leaving for the Miss Universe competition in Bangkok, she already requested the Binibining Pilipinas Charities Organization to lessen her public appearances so that way she is able to focus on the final preparations of her pageant campaign for Bangkok. And it was so very well out planned that around October of 2018, she was already fully prepared. Just last minute touch ups is needed for her to in her wardrobe, in her preparations for the pageant. So it meant that she was very relaxed during the month of November, and then on her way to the Miss Universe competition in Bangkok somewhere in December, she was able to take a breather prior to the competition. So that kind of foresight in planning is something that is very rare to happen in pageants before her, but now has become more commonplace in terms of preparations. after Catriona introduced that kind of timetable, pageant girls here in the Philippines and even in other countries have started, their campaigns, their training, their preparations for their international competition months before the actual competition happens. So that way, anything that needs to be troubleshoot, anything that needs to be included or excluded in the preparations is properly addressed. Second on the list is how Catriona has placed, community work and charity work at the center of her pageant campaign. I think that prior to her winning Miss Universe and Binibining Pilipinas Universe, a lot of pageant girls would only offer lip service in terms of their advocacies. They would tell that they would want to speak in behalf of this cause or that cause, but rarely do they have a body of work that already existed prior to their pageant campaigns. And what Catriona did was that prior to her even joining the pageantry scene, is that she already had advocacy work. She already had volunteer work. She already had community projects that was in place before joining the competition. That way, it becomes more genuine to people who are looking at her preparations, who are looking at her campaign, that she already has something to talk about, a body of work that is already established and already ongoing in terms of in terms of her advocacy, that she can now talk to a larger scale at the nationals and the international competition. It so happened that her Miss World participation was very timely because it allowed her to really put a magnifying glass or to bring forth her young focus advocacy work to the pageant scene, and it thrust that advocacy as a part of a pageant campaign, an integral part of a pageant campaign that every pageant girl should establish on. And I think that even with the recent pronouncement that by the Miss Universe organization that having advocacy is not a main thrust, or is not very important to them when selecting a winner. The mere fact that they are asking girls, to be leaders in their communities, to be, to have done something to enrich the lives of people around them, negates that fact. It means also that the pageant girls who are now competing for the national titles or the Miss Universe titles should have an existing advocacy, existing community work that they can talk on in their international campaigns. Third on the list is the fact that she is very strategic in her moves. Everything that she does, everything that she posts on social media, everything that she does for her national costume, her evening gown, has to have a meaning or a purpose for it. And it reflected very well on her wardrobe, on her pageant campaign in the Miss Universe pageant. Remember when she arrived at the pageant wearing a green ensemble with thigh-inspired off-shoulder detail? That was very strategic for her, so that upon arrival in Thailand, people will already be talking about her Miss Universe campaign. That is why when she arrived in Thailand with that ensemble, with that outfit, people and the press were all over her. They went gaga for her outfit, and the mere fact that months prior she had a trip to Bangkok where she bought several accessories for the competition there, and she wore those accessories on her arrival outfit, speaks volume on how purposeful she is in everything that she does. And then later on, we've seen in her wardrobe that she was the first Filipina to really exploit the Filipino talents in weaving, in fashion, because everything that she wore has a Filipino touch in it. This is something that would later be copied by numerous reps of the Philippines in their respective international campaigns. Gazini Ganados also took a page from Catriona's wardrobe for Miss Universe that she added in her own. Even Samantha Bernardo did a very well curated outfits for her competition for Miss Grand International, which is also a reflection of how Catriona did hers in Miss Universe, that every outfit should speak something about the way that she wants to be perceived. And I think that a lot of pageant girls learn from her textbook, wardrobe, OOTDs, that it has to have meaning, or it has to have an impact in their competition. Another thing that Catriona did was that everything that she posted on her social media, the videos, the multiple, tourism videos, travel videos that she uploaded, and we all enjoyed in the competition, they were all done in a very strategic manner that would highlight a culture that she wanted, or a tribe or ethno-linguistic group that she wanted to highlight, or a textile that she wants to be given focus on. And I think that was something that that really brought a stamp, a Filipino stamp, to her competition, to her pageant campaign, because a lot of fans, international fans, thought that here again is the Philippines sending another halfie into the Miss Universe pageant. And what Catriona did was that to own her Filipinahood, to own her identity as a Filipina, and brought that into the international stage. Now, fourth on the list is that if you summarize some of the points that I've already talked about, you get one very important thing, and that is taking ownership, taking leadership of your own pageant experience, of your own pageant campaign. And I think that is Catriona's one of Catriona's biggest contribution in pageantry, because before her, pageant girls, when they compete internationally, they would just make things work for whatever is the requirement for the competition. What Catriona did was that when she took ownership of her pageant campaign, everything that she wore, everything that she released on social media, everything that she posted on her Instagram, everything that she wore in the competition, they were all something that was born out of her desire to showcase, not only herself but the country, the Philippines, in the international arena. And that speaks volumes in the way that everything about her international pageant campaign, her international pageant competition, was about her. And when you take ownership, when you take leadership of your own journey, you are more likely to be successful whether you win or you don't. And I think that is one of the biggest takeaway from Catriona's Miss Universe competition. And lastly, Catriona is the girl who broke the pageant camp system here in the Philippines. Prior to her, you either have to belong to one or the other of the two biggest pageant camps here in the Philippines. And what Catriona did when she applied as an independent, she gave voice to countless of women all over the Philippines, that you can win the Binibining Pilipinas, the Miss Universe pageant, without any camp affiliation. And I think that was a marvelous, marvelous way to cap off her her pageant journey. And what she did instead is that taking ownership of her pageant participation, she created for herself her own team of designers, her own glam team, her own hair and makeup people that would help her own pool of stylists that would help, put up together her vision in terms of her wardrobe. And what she also added into that is that she allowed, smaller pageant camps to be noticed years after her participation. Because when you have someone who broke the glass ceiling on pageant camps, you are now empowering other women and other camps to bring forth their best foot forward, to be noticed, to be given a seat at the table. And I think Catriona did that marvelously. and she did liberate us from the notions that you need to be a part of one camp or the other, or else you will not win any of the titles at the national level, or would not even, be considered for a successful international pageant campaign, because you don't have the backing of a camp that would help you prepare you for your international competition. Catriona did what she did in such a way that every pageant girl now in the Philippines have taken ownership of their own pageant campaigns, whether it be at the local or at the national level. And when you have you have someone like Catriona reminding you of your power on the capabilities that you have your own voice, that you need to bring forth your own perspective, your points of view into your pageant competition or into your pageant campaign. That is such a very powerful message to inspire pageant girls to take ownership of their pageant journey. And I think Catriona did that marvelously and seamlessly, and all of the 5 things that I have mentioned in this video are all owing to the fact that Catriona took leadership of her own experience. She said that she wanted the Philippines to be highlighted, and then that's what she did. She wants that it's her vision that would be put forth in the international competition, and that's what she did. She did not wait for people to serve her or for people to tell her what to do. Instead, she told everyone else that this is the things that I want to happen, the things that I want to do for the Binibining Pilipinas and the Miss Universe competitions, and that's what she did. And that's why a lot of people went together, rallied behind her, because she was at the forefront of her own pageant journey. And I think that is the biggest contributions that Catriona Gray has imparted into the pageant industry. Overall, I believe that Catriona has the biggest impact among all the pageant girls or the pageant winners that we have in the past 20 years. I think she redefined pageant and pageant participation in such a way that we are now require more of the girls to give more, to give or to put more value in their respective competitions and campaigns. Catriona overall will be the kind of winner that we will all remember for a long time to come, because there will be a very difficult challenge to outdo what she has done in pageantry. I am very glad that I am able to talk to you about all of this that I wanted to talk about regarding Catriona, because I believe that these are some of the things that everyone wants to hear, but wants to hear from a person who actually has worked with her in her nationals campaign, who has background information on her competitions, someone who has experience beforehand, the kind of leadership and ownership that she exhibited. And I think that this video is an ode to Catriona and the way that she shaped and the way that she changed the game of how pageantry is being played. I hope you like this video. I hope you give it a thumbs up and share it to your friends. And I hope that we continuously grow this community together. And let's see each other again in the next video. That's it for this episode. And I hope to see you again in our next episode. So that's it. Take care and bye everyone. See you again soon.